12 Red Flags of a Toxic Relationship. Our life depends heavily on our ability to connect with others. Our mental health is influenced by our sense of connections and being loved. However, not all relationships improve our quality of life. Certain partnerships are unhealthy for us. Instead of improving it, they harm our well-being. Some of them may even be toxic. Therefore, it's critical to spot the warning signs. What relationship red flags are there? How do you recognize them? The most crucial question is what to do if your relationship has deteriorated to an undesirable level. Here is your manual for navigating relationship red flags. Red flags are cautionary symbols that suggest manipulative or destructive behavior. They are not usually immediately apparent, which contributes to their hazard. Nevertheless, they frequently enlarge and worsen over time. In discussions about toxic or abusive relationships, red flags are frequently mentioned. Toxicity can manifest itself in any close relationships, including those with friends, co-worker, family, and partner. Narcissism, hostility, victimizations, or even abusive behavior can all be flagged by red flags. You can stay out of toxic relationships by being aware of certain frequent red signals. Red flags in the relationships are an opportunity to pause and consider the dynamics you actually share with that person. Often toxic behavior is subtle and insidious. It creeps up on us in moments of weakness, and if we cannot fight against it, it can take control over our life. This can lead to both ourselves and those around us getting hurt. Cultivating self-awareness around red flags and toxic behavior can help us avoid them altogether. Certain red flags in a relationship to look out for. Knowing how to identify red flags in a relationship is extremely important. Before you can address red flags, you need to understand what they look like and why they are dangerous. Unfortunately, some people start to accept red flags as a part of the package rather than warning signals. They then become vulnerable to emotional, psychological, and sometimes even physical harm. Let's look at certain common red flags that can arise in any relationship. By learning what they look like and why they are harmful, you can put an end to toxicity before too much damage is done. Number 1. Overly controlling behavior. Overly controlling behavior is a common red flag. People that try to control your movements, decisions, or beliefs are more concerned about what they want rather than what is the best for you. In a healthy relationship, there is a compromise and understanding around difference. Not one person controls the other person's actions. So what causes of controlling behavior? The most common are anxiety disorder and personality disorder. People with anxiety disorder feel a need to control everything around them in order to feel at peace. They may not trust anyone else to handle things the way they will. Number 2. Lack of trust. Trust is an important foundation in any healthy relationship. A major sign of an unstable relationship is when partners, friends, colleagues, or family members distrust you. Of course, we all have doubts sometimes, but they should not stop us from trusting the people in our lives to do the right thing. Healthy relationships require trust from both of sides. When a relationship lacks of trust, it allows for the potential development of harmful thoughts, actions, or emotions, such as negative attributions, suspicions, and jealous. Over time, this can be lead to bigger problems such as emotional or physical abuse. Trust issues can also be linked with depression. Number 3. Feeling low self-esteem. The people closest to you should build you up, not break you down. When you love someone, you are committed to supporting and uplifting them. If you do not feel that support from your partner, family, or friends, something needs to change. Low self-esteem is when someone lacks confidence about who they are and what they can do. They often feel incompetent, unloved, or inadequate. People who struggle with low self-esteem are consistently afraid about making mistakes or letting other people down. Number 4. Physical, emotional, or mental abuse. Physical, emotional, and mental abuse are undeniable red flags in any relationships. Physical abuse is easier to pick up, but emotional and mental abuse can be just as damaging in the long run. And just like physical abuse, mental and emotional abuse can cause PTSD. Nobody ever has the right to use you as a scapegoat for their own problems. Those should be dealt with constructively and fairly. Abuse is never an acceptable response to a problem. So what makes someone emotionally abusive? The strategy of trying to control others fails to satisfy them for the simple reasons that the primary cause of their anxiety is within them. It springs from one of two sources: a heavy dread of failure or fear of harm, isolation, and deprivation. So how does substance abuse affect the body? Seizures, stroke, mental confusion and brain damage, lung disease, problems with memory, attention and decision making, which make daily living more difficult. Global effects of drugs on the body, such as breast development in men and increases in body temperature, which can lead to other health problems. Number 5. Narcissism. Narcissistic personality disorder is a mental condition that indicates self-obsession, a misplaced sense of importance. It can come across as delusions of grandeur, although not in clinical sense. They are not experiencing a break with reality, although it might feel that way to people close to them. Narcissists believe that the world revolves around them, and if anybody threatens this belief, turmoil and chaos trend to follow. Being emotionally involved with a narcissistic, ego-driven person can be exhausting and traumatizing. Their needs will always be considered more important than yours. Number 6. Anger management issues. If someone you are close to has anger management issues, you might feel threatened or unsafe during conflict. Lack of emotional regulation is definitely a red flag for any relationship. We all should feel comfortable enough with a partner or friend to tackle difficult subjects without fearing for our safety. Anyone who uses anger as an intimidation tactic is displaying toxic behavior. A short temper can also be a sign of underlying conditions like depression or intermittent explosive disorder or IED, which is characterized by impulsive and aggressive behavior. Number 7. Codependency. Codependencies and the ensuing emotional labor might not always present themselves as a toxic, but codependency in relationship can be a pervasive pattern that causes issues such as emotional exhaustion and increasing mental load. Codependency or relationship addictions happens when two people rely on each other exclusively for emotional, psychological, and even physical support. This alienates them from their other relationship and can stunt personal growth. Number 8. Inability to resolve conflict. People that avoid conflict might think that they are protecting the relationship from ruins, but in the end, it only results in long-winded passive aggressions. As uncomfortable it can be, embracing constructive conflict is a crucial element of all relationships. Without productive conflict, serious matters can never be resolved. This can lead to resentment and wasted energy. Number 9. Constant jealous. It is natural to feel jealous when your partner or friend is spending a lot of time with others. However, it's not an excuse to let it cloud your judgment. Someone who is constantly jealous of your connections with others cares more about what they want than your happiness. So what causes excessive jealousy? Research has identified many root causes of extreme jealousy, including low self-esteem, high neuroticism, and feeling possessive of others, particularly romantic partners. Fear of abandonment is also a key motivator. Can jealousy be cured? Psychotherapy is often an effective treatment for jealousy. A person who experiences jealousy might benefit from working with a therapist to process painful emotions and reframe negative, damaging thoughts that affect their behavior. Number 10. Gaslighting. Gaslighting is a common tactic of manipulations. It is an insidious form of emotional abuse in which the manipulator will make you question your own sanity or judgment. Victims of gaslighting are made to feel guilty, regardless of whether or not they did anything wrong. Gaslighting is a clear red flag in any relationship. Number 12. Lack of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability to perceive and manage emotions. People with a low level of emotional intelligence are unable to pick up on your feelings or empathize with you. This often results in unnecessary conflicts or forms of manipulations. So how to communicate with someone who has lower emotional intelligence than you? Listen, really listen, and choose logic over emotions and get straight to the point. And don't take everything personally. If things get heated, redirect the conversations back to the topic. Bottom line is, it all comes down to collaboration. Number 13. Negatively affecting your relationship with family and friends. For many of us, our family and friends provide an important sense of community. It's a major red flag if someone in your life is negatively affecting your relationship with those you love. Healthy relationships should never come at the cost of other healthy relationships.